never really got a chance to drive a stock car until the Super Cup Series sprung up.
Super Cup is a bunch of guys that love to race for the reason that we race. I can't go anywhere else have the fun that we're having. Full-size 3,300-pound stock car, 600 horsepower.
I always dreamed of driving a stock car, but I never thought I would get to this level. So to actually be driving a full-size stock car is a dream come true for me.
You know, Super Cup, this is the real, you know, nuts and bolts of racing. You know, it just goes back to having fun and families get together.
The Super Cup cars are awesome. They're a blast to drive. They have good horsepower, and to be here in a Super Cup car is one of my favorite things. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, I don't think.
It is the championship round. We welcome you to Hickory Motor Speedway just outside of Newton, North Carolina for the 6th and final round of the 2011 Tour for the Super Cup Stock Car Series, heading back to its home.
Hickory is the birthplace of the Super Cup Series. On October 13, 2007, we ran our first exhibition race here, and we had cars come from as far away as Iowa. We had 15 cars show up for a 50-lap trophy day. 4 years later, here we are. It's just an absolute amazing to me that we're here. We've got 5 cars that are eligible to win the championship. Our defending champion, Jody Harrison, is leading the points. Rob Jones is also running for Rookie of the Year, and he can be champion. He's second in points. Third is HARVEY Harrison and Kevin KROMER, and in fifth is Brian Harrison.
So 5 drivers are left standing at the end of the season in this, the final points race of the year. The pole sitter is number 51, HARVEY Harrison. He sits alongside the 39 of Rob Jones, who has a virtual lock on the Rookie of the Year honors, but he wants the championship as well. Brian Harrison and Todd Peck out of Pennsylvania in row number 2. Row 3 is Taylor Nesbitt, the daughter of longtime short track racer Mark Nesbitt. Jody Harrison, the defending champion, outside row 3. J.J. Pack and Kevin KROMER in row 4. They've both won this year. Brandon Harrison and Brent Nelson, both West Virginia products, make up row 5. In row 6, it's Jason Roberts and Stephen Cox. Row 7, the 07 of Grant Andrews alongside Tim Richardson. Damian Jenks, last year's Rookie of the Year, and Wally Schweizer make up row 8. And row 9 is Dustin Rotman, and that will take us to the green flag here in just a few moments at Hickory Motor Speedway. The cars will come into turn 3 side by side. Keep your eye on the red and white 51. That's HARVEY Harrison looking for a nice start here. And on the outside, it's the 39 of Rob Jones, but Harrison gets sideways, and I think he was punted, and now we've got the 77 and also the 33. All 3 cars are out as they come out of turn number 4 and have spun down toward the inside of the racetrack, and that's going to bring an immediate yellow back out. Now the 77 will clearly be able to continue, but HARVEY Harrison has a lot of damage to that race car, and to be honest, I think he got punted by his son, Brian Harrison, in the 15 car. It looks virtually identical in its paint scheme, but Brian was sitting right behind his dad and put a bumper on him, and you can see the damage to the right rear of that car. We're going to have to take another look at that because I didn't even see the right rear of the car make much contact there. It looked like all frontal contact, but he went for a wild ride down the front stretch. Now watch this. The 15 gets into the 51, turns him sideways, and to his credit, HARVEY hangs on to the car, keeps it out of the field, and there is the contact on the right rear of the car. That's got to be very, very frustrating for your pole sitter, but guess what? The 39 of Rob Jones will now take over on the pole spot, and he will lead this field back to green. And we're going to do something a little bit different here as we go back to green flag racing. I want to put you on board with Jody Harrison, and let's talk to him about his decision to go for the race today or to go for the title and go for it all.
Well, I'd like to win both, but, you know, there's a lot of different cars, different guys with a lot more experience than I've got. If it comes down to it, I'd rather have the championship than the race, because you can always win another race, but this might be the last championship. You never know. Could be the last one. So just going to try to stay calm and stay focused on what I got to do and not worry about what everybody else is doing. Go from there.
Well, Brian Harrison, Jody's cousin, is now in second position, and he's looking at an opportunity at the title, too. It's kind of a long shot, but he's got one.
A win would be real nice, and so would a championship, but we're just going to have to take what we can get. You never know. I mean, that's something like that's you know, it had to be almost fate to come out here winning the championship. We're 5th in the points. I mean, it would take somebody else falling out for us to maybe win the championship. So maybe we can come out winning a race. That would be a real good end for this season.
Well, the second start is a good one, and we have 3 of our title contenders in the top 5 right now. Rob Jones, number 39, running point. Brian Harrison in second. Taylor Nesbitt and Todd Peck in positions 3 and 4. And the defending champion, Jody Harrison, in 5th place. Super Cup Racing is brought to you by Cool Shirt and Heinz Performance. Welcome back to the Cool Shirt 100 presented by Boschett Timepieces at the Hickory Motor Speedway in Newton, North Carolina, where Rob Jones has a very, very strong start, but he's being chased down by the 15 of Brian Harrison, followed very closely by the 40 of Todd Peck. Just behind Todd Peck, you see the 75. That's Jody Harrison coming into the mix as well. He is last year's champion, and we've got problems in turn 3. That is the 5 car of Brandon Harrison sideways in the middle of the track. The car just got a little bit loose on him, and boy, did that set off a chain reaction. I think the 77, yeah, that's him, the blue 77 of Kevin KROMER, heavily into the back of the 07 car of Grant Andrews, the 51 of Harvey Harrison involved as well. And boy, this is going to be a mess to have to pick up. The 77, Kevin KROMER with a good shot at the championship. The 51 of Harvey Harrison had a shot at the championship as well, and now we're getting word that he is out of the race. He's on the back of the hook truck, and that is the end of the day for Harvey Harrison and the end of his opportunity to win a championship. And you know, Kevin KROMER really never had much luck here either.
You got to get in the corner right and get off the center right. Turn 3 and 4 is a little tough. You can't overdrive them, or you push the nose up to the wall, as I did in qualifying. The track's never been real nice to me. I like the track, but always had trouble. If the option's there to win, we'll take the win, but we want to finish the race and get what we can get out of it.
Well, he's not going to get a championship out of it in all likelihood. He's going to the back of the pack. Let's check in with Brian Kern, who's standing by. He's his crew chief.
There was a wreck back there in turn 3, and he just got pushed in the pile and it tore the corner of the nose off and bent the hood up. Basically what happened was when the hood come up, it turned the radiator cap. We just lost some water when the cap come loose.
Let's jump in now and listen to some of the radio communication between Brian Kern and Kevin KROMER.
The only thing that we're going to have is maybe a little heating issue because it pushed that corner in and it wrinkled the shrouding. I think we'll be fine. That's okay, we lost a little water. It will be okay when you get moving. Just don't let it get too hot, I'll put water in. All it did was spun the cap loose when the hood come up.
Okay, so let's go back to green flag racing here. The 39 of Rob Jones trying to hold off a big charge by the 15 of Brian Harrison, closing right up on Jones's tail as they go slowly through 3 and into 4. And now the green flag will come out of turn 4, and Rob Jones hits the throttle and gets a really nice start and puts a couple of car lengths between himself and the 15 of Brian Harrison. And you know, Rob Jones and Jody Harrison have kind of a long-standing feud that dates back to a crash at the previous race.
The 75 drove over his head and took us out. You know, we had led all day, we had walked away, and the only way he could pass us was to take us out on a restart. After that caused the big crash. Yeah, I believe his ignition went out, but we would have never been in that position if he wouldn't have done what he done in turn 1. And that's my side of the story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, the 75 of Jody Harrison is in 4th place, so we may see the 39 and the 75 side by side yet again at this race, only this time there's more than a race on the line. This time it's the whole championship for the season that is on the line as well, as you're on board with the 75 of Jody Harrison right now, coming out of turn number 4. But Rob Jones says he's just here to win.
We're coming full bore. We come to every race to win, and that's what we're going to try to do today. We got a new front end on the body and a brand new engine. It was all destroyed in the last race. So I think at first we was nervous, just making sure everything was back right, but we shook it down and everything seems to be good. So I think we'll be okay for the race. The car feels good. It's solid. The track's a little different. We've never been to this track, so that's going to be the deal, is getting a hold of this racetrack and me learning the line.
We're nearing the halfway point, so let's reset the field for you. Up front, the 39 of Rob Jones. In 2nd place, it is now the 75 of Jody Harrison, who just flew underneath the 40 car of Todd Peck in turn 1 just moments ago. So sure enough, the two rivals that we spoke of earlier are going at each other. The 75 of Jody Harrison is down on the inside, and the 39 of Rob Jones is not going to give it up that easy. This one is for all the marbles, the championship race, the 2 points leaders in a battle for first position for the title and for this race. That's about as close as you can get. The 40 of Todd Peck is trying to get up and make a game of it, but right now, nobody can catch the 39 and the 75, and I think Jody Harrison's going to end up winning this battle and take over point. Just a few laps ago, he was back in 5th position, but now he charges to the front as you see the 07 of Grant Andrews come into pit row. We'll check in with him in just a few moments, but a lot of excitement right now at the Cool Shirt 100 presented by Boschett Timepieces at Hickory Motor Speedway. Jody Harrison out front being chased down by Rob Jones and Todd Peck. Back in just a moment. Super Cup Racing is brought to you by Heinz Performance and Performance Fiberglass Products. We welcome you back to Hickory Motor Speedway and round 6 of the Super Cup Stock Car Series, the final round of the 2011 campaign. Jody Harrison still runs point, but right now Todd Peck has moved past Rob Jones and into 2nd position. And you know, Peck just loves this racetrack. And more than that, he loves the history of the racetrack.
This was kind of always one of the places that was a pilgrimage every year. No matter what we raced, we needed to get back to Hickory to race something, because this place has unbelievable history. Everybody and their brothers won here. I know for the longest time, I'm not sure if it's still there, the birthplace of the NASCAR Superstars was written on the front stretch wall. And I remember that being a kid growing up and coming here. This place is special. Of all the places to win a race, I need to get one here. And we've been here in the last couple of years and come close and fallen short. The importance of Hickory, just as a racetrack to me, and its history among all racers is a really big thing. It'll be special to win here.
Well, it's like Indianapolis Raceway Park or Winchester Speedway. Winning at Hickory means something. There's some history there, and I'm glad that Todd appreciates it. But, you know, he got 2nd position by passing Rob Jones, who has been going backwards in the last few minutes. We're hearing rumors that he may have some mechanical problems, and we'll try to talk with him or a member of his crew in just a few moments. But right now, all the excitement is up front. No, I take that back. The excitement is on pit row. Sure enough, Rob Jones has pulled off the racetrack and is on pit road right now. That is a monstrous development. Jody Harrison and the 39 of Rob Jones were going neck and neck. We saw a tremendous battle from these guys just a few moments ago, and since then, Rob has been moving backwards in the field, and I want to take a few moments and check in and see if we can talk now with his crew chief and find out what happened.
Basically, I think the batteries welded the plates together on it. The battery went dead. Ignition kept going in and out on us there. Anytime we get up some RPMs, it would drop back down. And basically just ignition problems there, we thought originally, and turns out the battery's completely dead. So nothing our team did at all, and nothing we could have done to prevent it, really. You know, it was a battery thing. The battery was checked when we left the shop. Yeah, that's the way, you know, that's racing. That's one of the biggest things you can say.
Well, Rob Jones is not a happy camper, but he's got his helmet off now, and he's going to talk to us.
We either broke a battery plate or the alternator went out, and it just started, it wouldn't gain RPMs. I don't like to lose them that way, especially leading a race, and it just started cutting out at high RPMs, and the car was handling great. So, you know, I know we had a shot at it, and that's what kills me. But my guys have worked their butt off. They deserve a better finish than that. It happens. That's racing.
It is hard to get that close all the way late into the season and walk away second place, but hats off to Rob Jones, who really made a go of it today with his entire team. The 75 is out front. Todd Peck is in second place. The 92 of Taylor Nesbitt is in third place, and that's an incredible run for Taylor. Now, she is the daughter of Mark Nesbitt, who has spent many years racking up a lot of victories on the Southern Stock Car circuit. She's only about 14, 15 years old, very young lady.
Really just brought her down here to get her some experience on a different racetrack and some experience with a high horsepower car, which I think will help her down the road in her late models. It's a very difficult racetrack. I mean, it's very hard on grip. There's hardly any grip, and both corners are totally different from each other, and very technical racetrack.
You know, if you look at her and you think, well, that's impossible. She can't be 14 years old. Well, she is 14 years old, and she's not afraid of the gas pedal, that is for sure. Taylor Nesbitt in third position. The battle now, a three-way battle between Jody Harrison and the 75, the 40 of Todd Peck and Taylor Nesbitt, and we're going to get a good look at Taylor as she goes around the lap traffic on the inside of the track. That's the number 6 of Damian Jenks as they go into turn number 1. So we have seen the contenders in this race fall by the wayside one by one, and now it is Jody Harrison's championship to lose. He's leading the race. Most of the major contenders for the points championship have dropped out of the race except that guy, the 77 of Kevin KROMER, dirt tracking it, trying to save the car very high through turns 1 and 2. And that is not an easy trick, but he managed to gather it up and keep going. And now we have a yellow on the racetrack. Let's try to find out what happened. You see Timothy Hudson, one of the best-known flagmen here along the East Coast, throwing the yellow for everybody. And here is the problem. That's the number 40 of Todd Peck. He was running in second place. You've got to think that maybe something on that race car broke, because Todd was fast and consistent all day long. He's been in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He's been all over the Southern Stock Car circuit. And, you know, Todd thinks there's something wrong with the race car, too, because he is going to part ways with a possible second place finish to come down pit road and check that car out. We'll try to talk to him when we come back. The Cool Shirt 100 is presented by Boschett Timepieces, and Jody Harrison is leading it just ahead of Taylor Nesbitt. Back right after this. Super Cup is brought to you by Performance Fiberglass Products and Cool Shirt. Welcome back to the Cool Shirt 100 at Hickory, North Carolina. The story of the day so far has to be the 77 of Kevin KROMER. Twice he's gone to the back of the field. Twice he's come back. He's running solidly in the top 5 right now. Before we go back to Green Flag Racing, let's talk to Todd Peck and find out if he knows what happened to his car.
I have no idea. It was absolutely fine up until that point. And entering 1 and 2, it just snapped. I mean, instantaneous. It acted like something broke or hit something on the racetrack or something, because it didn't show signs of being loose. It wasn't like it stepped out. It went from being straight to backwards in an eye blink, and it just. I've wrecked enough race cars to know when something's not right, and something definitely let go there. I just don't know what it was yet. If it was, like I say, something on the track or something broke. These things happen. It won't be the first one we wrecked, and it sure won't be the last one. So we'll just keep digging, and we'll be back.
Kevin KROMER cannot buy a break to save his life. He's gone back into the top 5 a third time in a row. Moving through the field yet again. He turns it around in turns 1 and 2. I wonder if that car went terribly loose on him. And then the 90 of Tim Richardson comes up and really has nowhere to go. I don't want to lay too much of this at the feet of Tim Richardson. He's all over the binders right there, trying to slow down, and just T-bones the 77 of Kevin KROMER to put an end to just what had to be a miserable day. But Kevin worked so very hard. You hate to see him out of the race. His championship hopes are now ended, if he had any real hopes to begin with. The right rear tire has been cut down, and they're going to replace that on pit road. While they do that, I'll remind you that this 100-lap event is in its later stages right now, and one by one, all day, we've seen Harvey Harrison go out of the race. We've seen Kevin KROMER have problems. We saw Rob Jones go out of the race. The contenders have fallen by the wayside, and Jody Harrison, who leads this race, is your points leader, and he may win this whole thing by default. Now, the number 5 of Brandon Harrison is another guy who deserves a tremendous amount of recognition. He went to the back of the field early in the race. Now he's worked his way back up into 5th, 4th, and now into 2nd position behind his cousin, Jody Harrison. But he's going to have to hold off a hard charge from the 92 of Taylor Nesbitt as we are running out of laps and coming up on the end of the Cool Shirt 100 and a possible victory for the 75 of Jody Harrison if he can hang on for one more lap. Through all the accidents and all the turmoil and all the difficulties that so many teams have had today, the one guy who's been consistent through it all with a reliably performing race car is the 75 of Jody Harrison. He takes the checkered flag from Timothy Hudson and shakes his fist in the air because not only has he put his name in the record books as a winner here at Hickory Motor Speedway, but he is also the champion of the Super Cup Stock Car Series. You saw the 5 car, that's Brandon Harrison, come up beside Jody and give him a thumbs up from one driver to another just moments ago as Jody takes his helmet off and he's going to do some donuts for us and do a big, big celebration. You know, Jody now becomes the first 2-time champion in Super Cup Stock Car Series history. A huge congratulations to our winner and new champion, Jody. What's it feel like, buddy?
Man, day one.
What a day for the Harrisons.
Thank God for a day, for just the best day. It's just a highlight of my life, man. There's just nothing to top this. I don't know what to top it. It's just dream come true, man. Dream come true. I started out with my first lap ever in the stock car right here, man. And this is just the way to end it up, man.
Congratulations, Jody.
Thanks, Steve.
Way to go. Way to go. Jody will accept the championship trophy with representatives on the left of your screen, Boschett Timepieces, and from Cool Shirt on the right. But, you know, a big tip of the hat to this guy, Brandon Harrison, with his career best ever run in a Super Cup stock car race. He is in 2nd position. Just behind him was Taylor Nesbitt with an incredible run today.
This is my best finish this year and my first race in this series, so we're very happy about it.
Well, how does this compare to what you expected?
I didn't expect to run this at all. You know, it was one of those things that just happened. We're thinking.
Will you come back and run full-time next year? Is that a possibility?
We're thinking about it, maybe.
Way to go.
Thank you.
You see her in pit row and you wonder if she can reach the pedals, but she drove today to 3rd place. Jody Harrison, your winner and your new 2-time back-to-back champion. Brandon Harrison with a career best 2nd place finish, followed by Taylor Nesbitt, Brian Harrison, and Kevin KROMER rounding out the top 5. It has been an incredible day at Hickory Motor Speedway to cap off what was a wonderful year. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you in 2012 for more of the Super Cup Stock Car Series.